Aloha, welcome to the Mr.G podcast. It's just after 7:30, January 26th, 2024. I'm coming to you from Honolulu, Hawaii, on the outskirts of Chinatown. Today, we're going to briefly go over the Oscar nominees. We're going to go over some CDC smoking statistics, and I'm going to give you some fun facts as well. All right, so let's start off. So, some fun facts about smoking. I was a smoker for 20 years. I've been quit without tobacco for 2.5 years. And it is kind of annoying that they call vaping a tobacco product because there's no tobacco in a vape. It has nicotine in it, and nicotine isn't necessarily harmful to your health. Tobacco, obviously is harmful to your health. And after not smoking for over 2 years now, almost 3 years, I can't stand the smell of cigarettes. I can smell them half a block away. Um, I'm not dissing people that do smoke because it's very hard to quit. Usually takes an individual a few times to quit, but millions of people do quit smoking every year, and it's the number one thing that you can do to improve your health. You'll feel 10 years younger, and you'll smell better, and you'll feel better, and you'll have more energy. So some fun facts about smoking. Smoking leads to disease and disability and harms nearly every organ in the body, including your skin, your hair, your fingernails. Cigarette smoking remains the leading cause of preventable disease, disability, and death in the United States. The tobacco industry spends billions of dollars each year on marketing cigarettes. States do not spend much of the money they get from tobacco taxes and lawsuits to prevent smoking and help smokers quit. CDC recommends that states spend 12% of those funds on tobacco control. In 2021, recently, 11.5% of US adults, an estimated 28.3 million people, currently smoke cigarettes. 13% of men smoke and 10% of women. In 2023, of those youths who ever tried e-cigarettes, approximately half reported currently using them, indicating that many youths who try e-cigarettes remain e-cigarette users. But that's something completely different. Many adult cigarette smokers want to quit smoking. Most adults who still smoke, especially in their 30s and 40s, of course, they want to quit smoking. Um, you know, like I said, 11.5% of adults, 13% of men, and 10% of women, averages to 11.5% of people in the United States smoke. 15 out of every 100 Hispanic adults, 15% of them smoke. 13% of white adults smoke, 12% of Black adults smoke. Uh, Thousands of young people start smoking cigarettes each day. Each day, about 2,000 people younger than 18 smoke their first cigarette. And believe me, it's not a pleasant experience. The first cigarette that you smoke and that you inhale, it generally always makes you nauseous. The Simpsons did a great parody of it with Chief Quimby and his son Ralph, and they had a product called tobacco, and they'd take the first bite, gross, blah. I want some more, and then they were like at a farmer's market, and they go up to a stand. Somebody's like, at least somebody's selling a meat pie. Would you like a meat pie? Does it have tobacco in it? No, not interested. You know, and it's the most evil product ever created because it's so addicting. Cigarettes are a lot more addicting than vaping. I've used them both. I conscientiously decided to start using vape this year, or excuse me, at January 2023. So I've been just over a year using vape and using nicotine, and it's nothing like smoking. It's completely different. Nearly 7 in 10 adults who smoke currently want to stop smoking. In 2018, more than half of these smokers, 55%, made at least one attempt to quit. Like I said, it takes a few times to quit. I was successful with nicotine patches. In 2018, more than 7 out of every 100 people who tried to quit succeed. So it is hard, but it is possible. Only 7 out of 100 people who try to quit succeed. And these studies, I've been part of these studies, they find 100 people and they'll give you like either patches or nicotine gum or an inhaler. And they're like, if you can quit smoking cigarettes, you get a $2,000 bonus. Because they still can't quit smoking. And so 7 out of 100 are actually able to quit smoking. So if you have quit smoking, congratulations. Um, it's not something that's very easy to do. And it's something that will benefit your life, whether you're a millionaire or you're on the poverty line. You need to quit smoking. Whatever you're going through in life, that's the one thing that you can do to improve your life. You could say the same thing about drinking as well. If you want to improve your life, no matter where you're at, no matter what your financial status is, quit drinking alcohol. And generally, that will always improve your life with handstands, as they say. As actually, nobody says that. I just invented it. When you want to like put a cherry on top, you say with handstands. All right. It's going to catch on. I got it. So the nominees for Best Picture on the Academy Awards for 2024 are The Holdovers, Mark Johnson, American Fiction, Cord Jefferson, Ben Leclerc, Nikos Karmiogos, The Zone of Entrance, James Wilson, Barbie. I'm just going to read the movies. Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall, Maestro, and Killers of the Flower Moon. The only ones that I've seen are none. The only ones I've heard of are Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Killers of the Flower Moon. All right, I noticed when I first looked at these, I did notice that as far as Best Actor goes, Leo DiCaprio did everything he could to try to get an Oscar nomination, with the Martin Scorsese film, but still he was unsuccessful. However, Robert De Niro received the only acting nomination for Killers of the Flower Moon. And I think as far as filmmaking goes, a lot of it is pretentious, especially now when anybody can be a filmmaker. And people make content and the film and that people watch, and that takes viewers away from the main cable companies, and that takes viewers away from movies as well. And somebody like Martin Scorsese, he's probably like 80 something, and he's still making these like epic pictures. Like last year's Academy Award nominee was a remake of uh that musical where like they're like all greasers singing around and stuff in New York City. And so it's just like, get off it, dude. Retire. Quentin Tarantino is so much cooler when he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna do 10 films and go and retire. And he acknowledges like how films have changed. And America, the United States, they don't even make the best movies anymore. Korea or China or Japan does. And I can't believe how I used to be such a fan of movies. Now I'll only see a few movies each year. And I used to be a fan of the Academy Awards, but now it's just like pretentious as they get, Hollywood patting itself on the back for doing such a great job, and being so special. It's ridiculous, really. And people are going to get off it. And in 20 years, there won't be a Hollywood, there won't be celebrities, and maybe 30 years. But artificial intelligence is going to generate these celebrities, individuals, but they won't even be real people, except they'll be the best actors that we've ever seen. And also, artificial intelligence is going to generate the best composers, 10 times better than Beethoven and Mozart. Uh, Artificial intelligence is going to produce the best romantic fiction, if that's your thing. Romance novels are very popular with women. The best ones ever written are going to come out in 20 years, except they won't be written by a human. They'll be written by a machine. The one writing job that won't be taken by artificial intelligence is the autobiographical writer, because a computer can't live a life. A computer can't walk and breathe. A computer can't go through experiences and come back and tell you about it. At least I can't picture one doing it. Maybe a robot, an android, could write an autobiography, but We're maybe 100 years away from that. So my job is secure for now. My name is Gregory Brandt, Brandt, and I'm an autobiographical writer. I have one of the few jobs that is safe from artificial intelligence. All right, the Mr. G podcast, it's available wherever you listen to podcasts. So you can go to Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and episodes in their entirety, twitter.com/Gregory Brandt. All right, here are some fun facts for today's Friday, Aloha Friday. It's about 70 degrees, and I'm very grateful to be alive here at 7:42 a.m. on Friday, January 26th. On Friday, we wear Aloha shirts, and so I'm wearing my Aloha shirt, and it's a wonderful day, and let's all be grateful. The hashtag symbol is technically called an octothorpe. According to Merriam-Webster dictionary, the octo prefix refers to the 8 points in the popular symbol, but the thorpe remains a mystery. One theory claims that it comes from the Old English word village, based on the idea that the symbol looks like a village surrounded by 8 fields. The 100 folds in a chef's hat actually represent 100 different ways to cook an egg. The more you know. Yes, that tall pleated white hat that chefs wear, technically called a toque, has 100 folds for a reason. According to Reluctant Gourmet, this pleat's used to signify a chef's level of experience. The more pleats in their hat, the more experience they have. And also the way that each different way that they know how to prepare an egg. All right. Another fun fact today, some cats are actually allergic to people. You always hear people are allergic to cats, but some cats, they're allergic to people. For your information, for all you people allergic to cats, they might be allergic to you. It's pretty uncommon due to the fact that we bathe ourselves more often than other species and don't shed as much hair or dead skin. But yes, it does happen. You know, apple pie isn't actually American at all. The next time you call something as American as apple pie, you might want to consider the fact that neither apple pies nor apples originally came from America. Apples are, in fact, native to Asia, and the first recorded recipe for apple pie was actually written in England. Speaking of the UK, the unicorn is actually the national animal of Scotland. Yes, although it's a fabled creature, the national animal of Scotland is actually the mythical unicorn, chosen because of its association with dominance and chivalry, as well as purity and innocence in Celtic mythology. Interesting. The crown jewels, we're doing some UK stuff. The crown jewels, the most expensive diamonds in the world, are they actually contain two biggest cut diamonds on Earth, and they're on the Queen of England's crown. They both come from the Cullinan diamond, a 3,106 carat gem found in South Africa in 1905. The largest stone, called the Great Star of Africa, as in the sovereign specter, that's the crown the Queen wears. The second largest is mounted in the imperial state crown. Oh, no. There's one in a sovereign specter, and then the other one is in the crown, the imperial state crown. Did you know the voices of Mickey and Minnie Mouse actually got married in real life? Wayne Allwyn and Russie Taylor were married for 18 years until Allwyn passed away in 2009. So they got married later in life, Mickey and Minnie Mouse. The largest known living organism in the world is an aspen grove. Pondo is Latin for "eye spread out," is a group of genetically identical quaking aspens in Utah with an interconnected root system. It's estimated 80,000 years old and takes up more than 100 acres. Did you know M&M stands for Mars and Murray? Forrest Mars, son of the Mars Company founder, first spotted the British confection Smarties during the Spanish Civil War and noticed the candy shell prevented the chocolate from melting. He teamed up with Bruce Murray, son of Hershey's chocolate president, and the company later trademarked "melts in your mouth, not in your hand" slogan. So the son of Hershey's chocolate actually hooked up with the son of Mars chocolate, Forrest Mars, the Mars Company, and those are two rivals. So they actually got together and made M&Ms. So that goes to show you. Did you know Facebook has more users than many major populations? At 2.89 billion users, Facebook overshadows China, 1.4 billion, and India, 1.3 billion. So there's more people on Facebook than the populations of the two most populous countries in the world, China and India. Did you know that Neil Armstrong didn't say that's one small step for man? The astronaut insists he actually stated, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." That's the only way the statement makes sense, Armstrong told biographer James Hansen. And for the record, no real astronaut ever uttered, "Houston, we have a problem." Tom Hanks only said that in the Apollo 13 movie. Did you know you can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from more than 2 miles away? The world's largest animal, its heart, weighs about 400 pounds, approximately the size of a piano. All right. Once again, the Mr. G podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Audacity Podcasts, and you can listen to episodes in its entirety on my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/Gregory Brandt. I hope everybody has a wonderful Friday afternoon or morning or wherever you're at. And for me and my street cats, we will bid you aloha.